to hear our children try out a new idea, or to say that they don't agree with us or they don't like something that we like. Otherwise, they're going to quickly learn that I can't really say how I'm thinking or how I'm feeling.
You know, being a mom has taught me something else about communication. Sometimes when you think you're being perfectly clear, well, it isn't clear at all.
Stay there! Parker! How many times have I told you to stay away from the corner? Look at me. I've told you time and time again, never walk to the corner.
Mommy, what's a corner?
I'm sorry, honey.
I couldn't believe it. I had never even considered that he might not know what the word corner means.
One of the biggest faults in communication is assuming that because the other person loves me or should love me, they should know what I want and what I need, and therefore I don't need to tell them.
Common mistakes include things like you never or well, you always. First of all, nobody ever, always, or nevers. And so it's an accusation when I imply that you do that. And that usually follows with another common mistake, which is to label somebody. You're just lazy. You always put it off. You're such a con artist. To label us as that's the way we are, boy, it puts up a pretty big wall that I'm going to have to climb over to communicate with you effectively.
Getting angry, I think, is almost always an act of self-defense of some sort. You're defending your territory somewhere. Either I've got the right to be an authority here because I'm the parent and how dare you, or just you've offended me somehow and I have a right to defend myself against that. I think you have to give that up. Somebody's got to be the grown-up here. And I think all relationships, not just parenting relationships, go better when we give up the boundaries and say, okay, I'm in here with you and we're just doing this and we'll do whatever it takes.
People are skilled at different levels, but ultimately it's not the skill that's important. It's your honesty in giving yourself to the other person rather than your intellect or your skills that makes the most difference.
Communication is fundamental. It isn't easy. It takes consistent work and patience and even sacrifice. Jesus Christ set the perfect example for us in this as well as every other part of our lives. He taught the importance of love and kindness, patience and forgiveness. We can learn to do the same things. We can follow his example.
And living those principles is one of the best things we can do for our families.
It's so easy to get caught up in day-to-day grind, you know, and in the process, you end up missing some of the greatest opportunities in life. I started a new job. We had a new house. We were expecting a new baby. There was lots of responsibility, lots of pressure. Sometimes you get on this treadmill of success and you just can't seem to get off.
Daddy, what you writing in that book?
Oh, this is where I write down all the important people I need to talk to.
Is my name in that book?
Are you giving the least to those who matter most? Or are you sharing your best with those who really aren't that close? Well, it's time to turn around and find out where your greatest joys are found.
But if we don't spend time with people, we won't know them. I may daydream that I love my child and want to go fishing with them, or enjoy my daughter, I would like to pitch the softball to her. And that's great, but if I don't do that, I won't strengthen the relationship.
Children spell love T-I-M-E. So if we tell them, that's great, but we need to communicate that love and caring through spending time.
The first test of when you're experiencing quality time with your family is when you're not worried about the time.
And now a few words about raising children.
Run, jump, climb, walk, laugh and cry. Throw, fetch, play catch, slip and slide. Listen, swim, eat, grin, cook and cheer. Giggle, wait, talk straight, woo, be there.
Love isn't just something you say, it's something you do. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Those unexpected moments together, whether they're 5 minutes or 15 minutes, can be very valuable. That time home from work while you're preparing dinner, or a few minutes in the morning if you happen to get ready early and have 5 minutes to talk before you go, or an opportunity to go for a walk around the block.
I think it's important to do work around the house together. Sometimes we think of chores, and you know, if we're doing chores, we don't think it's quality time, but you can talk and do things together. That's quality time. There's communication there. Setting up projects that the whole family has to do together.
I'm also not much of a believer in quality time versus quantity time. I think you just have to be together in order to have the quality come out.
We make time our enemy by saying there's not enough time. But we usually find time to do the things that we really want to do. So if we really want to have time as a family, we'll find the time. It may not be a lot of time at once, a lot of hours together, but you take the few minutes that you can.
You don't have to move a mountain. You don't have to calm the storm you see. The little things you do that you think are small and few are the things that mean the most to me. So just keep giving whatever you're giving, 'cause if you're giving with everything you've got, keep on giving whatever you're giving, 'cause even when you're giving just a little, it helps a lot.
If you're doing just a little, you're helping a lot. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
It helps a lot.
Yeah, single parents have a particularly difficult time because there's no one there to help them out. You know, they're doing all of it by themselves. My experience tells me this, that the children of single parents know that there's not a whole lot of time. They know that this is the only parent that will do the dishes, clean the house, fix, and so they've told me that the best thing they've done is enlist their children in that help. And so you talk while you do dishes, you talk while you clean the house, you talk while you cook, so that you do the activities as much as possible together. Those who have tried have told me of wonderful successes with a 3 minutes here, 2 minutes here, 7 minutes there. And they've also said this, that 7 minutes is enough.
Special blessings come to parents who are doing it on their own. And I suspect they come to well-intentioned parents, whether they're religious or not. I'm not sure you have to ask for these kinds of blessings. I think raising children is an important enough task that those blessings are going to come to you. And you need to have some trust in that. And do what you can. And, you know, you give it your best. But that's all you can do. And when you've given it your best, you trust that help will come where it needs to come.
Mealtime traditionally has been seen as the time when all the members of the family come together. It is one of the most important moments in family time.
Increasingly, families don't spend very many meals together. But for meals to be positive, they again need to be a time where we're focusing on building relationships more than we're focusing on good nutrition or keeping elbows off the table.
So did you tell them?
If we can use that meal time to be a time to talk about what was good during the day, anything fun or interesting that happened, for parents to volunteer some things about their day rather than to just ask children, what did you do today?
if we don't have the chance to sit down and say, hello,